of the round of 64. I am so pumped. I'm in fact so pumped that I forgot to play the little intro video. But that's fine, that's fine. I'll do it next time. It's all good, don't worry about it. In the top right corner, as the red Terran, we have ISL2 Andrey, also known as Dre. And in the bottom position, as the brown Protoss, we have Muff2n, aka Muff2n, because of course Harang 2 is also known as Harangi. So by, you know, logically this would be pronounced Muff2n. I'm just saying. I am just saying. The map is Tau Cross. I believe this is the only set map of the round of 64. After that, players can choose from something like 4 or 5 maps in the map pool. Let me actually quickly take a look and tell you what those maps are. They will be... looks like Blue Storm, Othello, and Icarus are the other 3 maps to choose from. So we kept Blue Storm and Othello from the group stages, and we've added Tau Cross and Icarus. So hopefully we see a few games on those maps, so we don't get too bored of old maps, but that's fine. Looks like Muff2n doing nothing crazy, building a gateway in his base. Likewise, Andrey just building a depot here. I wonder if there's this narrow choke outside, right by the main, between the main and natural. I'm not actually sure how many buildings block that. Let me actually take a look. Like, if you built a barracks here, could you wall that? I don't know. Muff2n says this is a weird gas. Apparently he's never played Tau Cross before. This is a slightly old map. I think it was, wasn't it used in like WCG 05 or something? No, sorry, not 05. Or was it 05? It's a pretty old map, but I don't think it's that old. I don't know. I'm gonna stop quoting years. I don't think I'm old school enough to actually be talking about years. 08? Okay, 08. That's more reasonable, and I have to cover this. Sorry. It's covered. It's covered. You guys can't see anymore. You didn't see anything. And yes, I will enable the in-game music, because people seem to like that. Alright, excellent. And scouting SCV in here. You can see cybernetics core, nothing strange. Building a mariner. Getting his gas. Looks like Muff2n will scout in the wrong direction. But that's not a huge deal. This is a 3-player map, so as soon as he sees nobody there, he will scout in the correct direction. Looks like going for Dragoon before range. Actually, I've been thinking about this recently. I don't know what's correct, whether to get the first Dragoon before range or after. I always go for range first, just because the way I time it out, I usually end up with 2 goons at the Terran base, like right before my range finishes, if I start range before my Dragoon. But obviously if you get the Dragoon first, you can get the scouting SCV out of your base faster. And here comes the probe now to scout out the Terran base, but there are 2 Marines out, it looks like. No more Marines in production. Is he 2-facting? This looks like a 2-fact. Indeed, it is going to be a 2-fact from Andrey, who didn't pull any guys off gas, of course. I didn't point that out earlier. And looks like the scouting SCV does get killed. And the scouting probe will get chased away. So let's see if Muff2n can hold this off. Andrey going for a 2-fact right off the bat, which is interesting because I thought Tau Cross was good for Terran in this matchup in PvT. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, it looks like 1-gate robo for Muff2n. Let's see if he goes for an expansion after this. If he does, it'll be quite tricky to hold off a 2-fact unless he goes for a Reaver. And looks like the machine shop is just finished. I would expect spider mines being researched. I think usually it's spider mines. Yep, it is indeed going to be mines, but oh no, the probe gets in! How did that even happen? I was not paying attention. I was too busy looking at that machine shop, but somehow the scouting probe gets in, so Muff2n now knows exactly what's going on. Is he going to throw down a second gateway? He should. I think. Unless he's like that confident in his micro. And looks like the probe does get taken out, but what is he going to do? Okay, there is the second gateway indeed. I think it would be a little bit foolhardy to try and stop this with just 1 gateway. Even if you have the greatest micro ever, it's still quite difficult. And if you go, and a 2-gate robo is absolutely fine against a 2-fact. You're not putting yourself behind or anything. So 3 Dragoons out, Vulture leading, and looks like we have a push. He's going out with just the initial tank. I think he would have preferred to wait for the second tank, but since it got scouted, he's actually having to move out a little bit earlier. But Muff2n, interestingly, just staying at his natural. I'm not sure if I agree with this. I think he should have moved his goons forward a bit, at least maybe to this bridge in the middle, to just start doing the hold position micro as the Terran pushes. You can easily pick off 2 or 3 or 4 Marines for free while he's pushing. But see, right now, he's all the way back at his natural and getting pushed further and further in. This gives him a lot less space to maneuver, but he does have a decent number of Dragoons. And Andrey, who had to push a little bit early, does not have enough units to deal with that, but he does have the Spider Mine, so Muff2n's gonna have to wait for his Observer. And oh, looks like he does already have one out. So I think that should be that. Where are these tanks going? Does he actually have Siege Mode already? Is he getting Siege Mode? Oh, looks like Siege Mode barely doesn't finish in time. Could you imagine if that Siege Mode finished 3 seconds earlier, he would have been able to siege up here and use the mines to stop the Dragoons from running up. So that would have been much better for Andrey, but those 2 seconds, and suddenly Muff2n's in a good position. He's got to be a little bit careful. Of course, an Observer is slower than Dragoons, so if you just aim move across the map, your Dragoons will in fact run into Spider Mines, rather than shoot them. But looks like he won't do anything silly like that, and Andrey just going to follow up with an expansion here. Now it's interesting that Andrey opted to 2-fact. I mean, if I remember correctly, Andrey is something like, say, a B+-ish player compared to Muff2n, who's maybe C+. So, you know, you'd think that Andrey'd be confident in his long game, but certainly nothing wrong with 2-facting. Looks like laying a Spider Mine at the Protoss' third here, and anything coming out for Muff2n? Nope, he did expand, just doing a bit of a wall here at the natural. And now the Dragoons are moving forward a little bit. This Observer seems a bit fast. Did he actually get Observer speed? No, maybe that's normal. I don't know. I do not know. And looks like he's going to poke up a little bit, but he's got to be careful. There are several siege tanks here. Interesting that Andrey's put them so far forward. I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't like put. I think it'd be a little bit safer to keep them back here a little bit, but I guess Muff2n doesn't really have anything to attack with. But having said that, he does have a shuttle. He's loading up 4 Zealots, going up for well, not really a Bulldog. He only has 2 gateways. But this attack, how many Dragoons does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 4 Zealots in a shuttle. Could be quite good here. Especially with these siege tanks a little bit forward, this could actually be a very effective attack. Let's see if he decides to commit to it. It might just be to defend the push. He might not necessarily actually commit to an attack here. Throwing down 2 more gateways. And just checking with the Observer where exactly everything is. It looks like he is going to go for it. The shuttle's going in, the Dragoons are going in, but the barracks is going to catch the Dragoons a little bit. The shuttle goes down. I think it had 1 Zealot still in it. The leading tanks go down, and in come the Dragoons. Andrey could get taken down right here. I can't believe it. I was favoring Andrey to get to win this match for sure, but no, it looks like never mind. There are plenty of siege tanks in the back. So that will be the end of that with the SCVs blocking. How many factories? Still on 2 factories, but both with machine shops pumping tanks 2 at a time. Is going to lose his barracks, but I think that was definitely more costly. Excuse me, costly for Muff2n. And looks like still hasn't taken the second gas. Getting a little bit high on the money here. Of course, in his round of 96 matches, Muff2n was notoriously bad at sending his probes to mine, but it looks like we don't have many idle probes this time. So I guess he's worked on his probe micro, or sending his probes to mine. And looks like building a little bit of a wall here, rebuilding the barracks. Got a lot of siege tanks in the back. And I actually like them a little bit clumped like this, because if you get Zealot drops, the siege tanks won't splash each other. I mean, sometimes it's better to have them spread out, but in this case I think having them clumped together is actually good. Looks like a ton of SCVs for Andrey. Should probably, well, no, saturation is actually quite good at both bases. And it looks like the probe actually killed the Spider Mine at the third, but that means that Andrey will be aware that Muff2n is looking to expand. Muff2n did add, wow, 2 more gateways, so he's at 6 gates. and a citadel, and getting a forge here. That's a little bit of an early forge. Usually you don't get the forge until you until after you take your third base in PvT. But well, now he's taking his third. But yeah, definitely a little bit early there. And oh, now it looks like he's getting observer speed. So these actually were just regular observers before. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense for him to have gotten observer speed before. That would have been way too early. If we look at the food counts, 85 for Muff2n against 76 for Andrey. So still a pretty even game if just looking at the food counts, but wow, looks like 4 factories going down. So a 6-fact push coming out for Andrey here. Very strong mid-game push. And looks like just getting a Vulture speed right now. Going to push out a little bit slowly with mines and turrets. Quite like this. Leading with an SCV to build some more turrets. And here we go. Now, see, the reason I think this map is quite good for Terran is because the push paths are quite narrow. There's no large open area in the middle. There's just all these little bridges that you can push across. So unless the Protoss, I guess, catches the Terran in this open space right here, it'll be quite difficult to flank the army. But actually, is Andrey... Oh, no, never mind. He does have a 3rd command center already. I'm sorry. I did not notice that. So now he's actually adding a ton more factories. So yeah, once that base gets up, he'll have plenty of income to run all those factories. And looks like going to send some goons to clear out the spider mine. Setting a probe here. I don't know if this is to actually take this base or just to check for any hidden expos. Let's have a look. Is he actually going to take it? Nah, he's not going to take it. He could actually build a couple of pylons here to wall this in and then take the base and be safe from Vulture harass. But no, looks like the probe is going to leave. Meanwhile, we have an observer not quite checking things out. Due to these nice turrets placed. That's a very interesting turret in the back. Anyway, Andrey building up the nice Terran line here. Going to be very hard to break for the Protoss. And oh, just going to go do some Vulture harass, but looks like there were plenty of units coming out of the gateways, so not really going to do anything. Does pull back some Dragoons and takes those out. And looks like we have a Stargate and the Archives going down, so going straight for Arbiters looks like. Still on 6 gateways though, and I think Andrey's on 7 factories, so Muff2n definitely needs to be adding some gateways right now, and possibly expanding as well, since on even bases generally favors the Terran in PvT. Actually, even bases basically favors Terran in any matchup against Zerg as well. Looks like 1 Vulture checking out the top left bases. And Muff2n's probe, yeah, it is just... I don't know, it's kind of a weird probe. It did its original run, checking out those bases, and oh my god, what is going on over here? Vulture is taking down the 3rd. Why is there no cannon here? Oh my goodness. So many kills, 7 kills between those guys. Wow. Losing every probe here at the 3rd. I can't believe he didn't have a cannon or 2 here. That's... Wow, that's crazy. I mean, he got such an early forge and just didn't make cannons. Oh yeah. That is so bad. Well, I mean, I guess if you have an idle probe problem, one solution is to just not have any probes. It's it's one way to do it. So anyway, looks like Vulture is getting intercepted once again. But as I said, I mean, this is 3 base to 3 base, and Andrey's saturation is it's fantastic. Oh man, he has 1,000,000 SCVs at the main. Meanwhile, looks like getting upgrades from 1 armory, adding an 8th factory. Getting a little bit high on the money though. This is Andrey's resource count. So I don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's doing some nice harass here, but should be throwing down some more factories or maybe